Hello Star Citizens. Yesterday saw the release of a brand new 10 for the Chairman, so I'm going to boil it down to all the interesting bits that you want to know about. There's some really good footage in this one as well, which is going to be playing in the background of this video, so make sure you enjoy that. So to start off with then, they've changed the format of the 10-4 series now, so they will set a topic each week that you can send questions in about. This week's topic is about characters and specifically heads and facial. So on character customization then, we will be able to customize characters' heads. Essentially the system will be that you pick a base head from 9 male or 9 female heads that are available at the moment. You'll then blend and swap features such as the nose or the chin from other heads in order to build the face that you want. Heads such as those from Mark Hamill or Gary Oldman's characters won't be available to use, but you will have some degree of control to be able to morph areas of the head, but they were somewhat ambiguous about this throughout the video, so I'm not quite sure what exactly the full range of control will be that you'll have. When asked if you can make your own doppelganger, they proposed that with the amount of heads that they've scanned, you should be able to Mr. Potato Head a face that looks kind of like you by finding similar features on other heads to swap in. So essentially, yes, but kind of maybe no, depending on how many features there are that are similar that you can swap in. Once you've created your head, you'll be able to change skin colour, eye colour, and hairstyle. Hairstyles work much the same as they do in other games such as GTA Online, where you pick from a number of set hairstyles. Though they said there will be a large selection of styles, parting directions, lengths, etc, so there should be plenty to choose from. Again, some of the main actors have hairstyles that are specific to them that won't be available, but they did cite that they've already scanned over 150 actors' heads in, so that should give you a kind of an idea of the number of hairstyles that will be available. On the subject of getting some of the backers scanned into the game, Chris said that this is in the realm of possibilities and they have talked about it, but it'd take a lot of work to do it at the fidelity that they're aiming for. Even though there are different character levels, your character needs to be able to stand next to, say, Gary Oldman without it looking weird. For this reason, people would have to travel to the studio where they have all the kit set up. We wouldn't be able to just kind of send in a photo or do it on a webcam. So it'd be difficult for them to do it if they were to do it, but it is a possibility, so keep your eyes peeled for that in future to see if that pops up. We will be seeing character creation implemented in stages into the PTU. They're trying to get some aspects of it in 2.6 with Star Marine. I guess I'd say we'll likely just be able to choose between a few different heads initially. With 2.6 we should be seeing the release of the female character models as well, so that'll be a good time to implement us being able to change our character's head. But Josh Herman also chimed in to say that once the character creation has been fully built and implemented for Squadron 42, it wouldn't be that much work to bring it into the PTU. So if Squadron 42 hits its current deadline, we should see the full character creator potentially in Alpha 3.0, maybe 3.1. When asked about the different character fidelities, they said that there won't be that much noticeable difference, as all the character levels need to be able to stand up to each other if you put them together in a room. Though there are significantly more polygons in a tier 0 when compared to a tier 1 or 2. I think they cited something like 40,000 in a tier 0, but 10,000 in a tier 1 and tier 2. But those tier 1 and 2 heads are still at the same level as any other AAA title has hit before. So those tier 0 heads are really kind of just above and beyond. For those that are unsure on the tier levels, tier 0 is characters like Mark Hamill. Tier 1 character example is Morrow, although they said not to draw any comparisons from the Morrow tour video anymore, as that's hugely out of date and was never up to the final quality in the first place. And a tier 2 example is the character seen in the Pupil to Planet video. He's a character in Squadron 42, so that gives you a good idea that just how high those 2 tier levels actually are. Someone asked if characters would age and develop, for example, a limp from where they've had a leg injury in the past. Chris said that they've been working on animation changes for when you are injured, but they haven't thought about your character aging. He did say though that different characters do have animations specific for them. For example, Mark Hamill's character being older doesn't move the same way as a younger character does. So as they already have the animation sets, he didn't think it'd be that massively difficult to implement it into the game, so it is a possibility for that to happen in future. When asked about how they're implementing such high detail without overtaxing the client resources, Chris said they've already done a lot of clever compression and other tricks to reduce the file sizes and resource demand of the character models, and there are a few plans in future to improve it further. He specifically mentioned that the real-time rig technology they've been using allows them to do things like getting a full range of animation without as many saved inputs. So they can also, for example, essentially run any line of dialogue through any character head and it will just animate it in real time. So that's cutting down the workload on the client side of things. So that's everything that was covered in this week's 10 for the Chairman. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts on their answers. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my future content. Thanks for watching, guys and girls, and I'll see you all in the verse.